as menarche. What is that called? Menarche. In human females especially, menstruation is repeated at an average interval of about 28 to 29 days. And the cycle of events starting from one menstruation to till the next one is called menstrual cycle. One ovum will be released. To take one ovum is released during ovulation, and in fact you can see in the diagram how during menstrual cycle how various changes during menstrual cycle occurs. You can see here, and you can see the uterine events here. This block saying about this block gives a better understanding about uterine events and ovarian hormone levels, ovarian events, and primary hormone levels. Two primary hormones are there: follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Okay, their production will be at the peak, especially during the time of 13 to 15 days after during the menstrual cycle. Okay, and you can see the development of corpus luteum. So day wise you can see here this corpus luteum development. Okay, a regressing corpus luteum, and it transforms, and which helps to produce female steroidal hormone progesterone. Okay, next after this, major events of the menstrual cycle are shown in the diagram. The cycle starts with the menstrual phase, and the menstrual flow occurs lasts for 3 to 5 days. Okay, the menstrual flow occurs due to penetration of the ova into the uterine walls and causes bleeding for 3 to 5 days. The menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining. I told you already, the endometrial lining is there around the uterus. Okay, the blood vessels attached to the endometrium. Okay, these blood vessels forms liquid that comes out through the vagina. Menstruation only occurs if the ova released are not fertilized. The released ova is not fertilized, it will come out as a by penetrating the endometrial lining, it will come out. Lack of menstruation may be indicative of pregnancy, but it may be also be caused due to some other underlying causes like stress, and poor health conditions, etc. Menstrual flow is allowed by follicular phase, development of primary, secondary, tertiary follicles, Graafian follicles, etc. Okay, during this phase, primary follicle in the ovary grows to become fully mature into Graafian follicle. It matures into Graafian follicles. Okay, this Graafian follicle, whatever there, simultaneously, okay, the endometrium of uterus, what is that? Endometrium of uterus. So Graafian follicle and simultaneously the endometrium of uterus regenerates. What it will do? Regenerates through the proliferation. These changes in the ovary and the uterus are induced by changes in the level of pituitary and ovarian hormones. Secretion of gonadotrophins. If you take the gonadotrophins, secretion of gonadotrophins like luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, if these two gradually increases during the follicular phase, stimulate the follicular development as well as secretion of estrogen hormone by the growing follicles. Both LH and FSH attain a peak level in the middle of the cycle, about the 14th day. The ovulation phase is followed by the luteal phase. Ovulation phase is followed by luteal phase. During remaining parts of the Graafian follicle, remaining parts of the Graafian follicles transforms into corpus luteum. Now the corpus luteum secretes large amount of progesterone hormone essential for maintaining the pregnancy or endometrium. Okay, this endometrium of the uterus essential for implantation of the fertilized ovum. During pregnancy, all events of the menstrual cycle stop and there is no menstruation. Now, this causes disintegration of the endometrium leading to menstruation. Now, cyclic menstruation is an indicator of normal reproductive phase. Now, imagine during copulation, okay, let us take the sperm cell in the semen is released by the penis into the vagina, which is called as a insemination. Motile sperms, okay, the highly active motile sperms swims rapidly, passes through the cervix, enters into the uterus, and finally reach the ampullary region. Of the fallopian tube. Here in this region, ovum released by the ovary is also transported to the ampullary region where fertilization takes place. Fertilization can occur only if the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary region. This is the reason why not all copulations lead to fertilization and pregnancy. The process of fusion of a sperm with ovum is called fertilization. During fertilization, a sperm, if you carefully see a sperm, okay, how this sperm looks like a rough sketch I have drawn. Okay, imagine this is the motile sperm. The motile sperm, with the help of a tail, it swims towards the ova. If you take the ovum contains zona pellucida layer and induces the changes in the membrane that block the entry of additional sperms after fertilization. Thus, it ensures that only one sperm can fertile with the ovum. Okay. Now, finally, secretions of the acrosome. The tip of the chromosome is called acrosome. The secretions of this acrosome help the sperm cell to enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum. So, through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. Finally, this induces the completion of the after entry of the sperm cell into the zona pellucida and plasma membrane. The nucleus of the sperm cell fuses with the ovum nucleus and forms a zygote. So here the second meiotic division is also unequal, results in the formation of second polar body or haploid ovum. Okay. Now soon the haploid nucleus of the sperm